Hi guys, welcome to our Marketing Cloud Next series. So today we're going to look at setup and administration in Marketing Cloud Next. I'm going to show you how to create a user in MC Next and giving him access to areas within the Content Builder or the CMS in Salesforce. So, to access the Marketing Cloud Next setup, you click on this gear icon at the top right of your screen. You can see it here. So once your setup has loaded, this is where you're gonna. So you have two options. You can search for marketing here. Search for Marketing Cloud, and then immediately you will see Marketing Cloud. So this is the one that we'll be working with. Or alternatively, you can just scroll down on your setup home, and then you will see Marketing Cloud here. So when you expand on it, you will see assisted setup and marketing features. So this is where we're gonna spend our most of the time. So we're gonna expand the assisted setup. Once you expand it, you will see this Assistant Home. So let's click on Assistant Home. So Assistant Home, basically, this one gets you to set up Marketing Cloud Next at fast rate. So for example, if you want to set up email, you can just click here on the setup icon and it will take you directly to the email. Or alternatively, you can set up mail from here on these channels. So the setup for this email and this setup is the same. So you see it will take you directly to email. So basically that is what Assistant Home does. If you don't know where the setup for SMS is, you just click on this and it will take you directly to the setup for SMS. Setup for analytics. Einstein, customer engagement. You want to create users, go to User Access, Sites, and Form. If you want to create brand for your business unit, you go to this brand and then page customization as well. So basically, that is what the Assistant Set Home does. Then here, below Assistant Home, we have the basic settings. In basic settings, these are the minimum requirements that you need in order for Marketing Cloud Next to be enabled within your Salesforce org. So you need to enable Data Cloud. You need to create a Salesforce CRM connector. You need to add a default email channel. You need to add data protection details for records. So when I was setting up this Marketing Cloud Next at the beginning, I had to do everything, install all the required marketing data kits. So for your Marketing Cloud Next to function properly, you need to follow these basic settings. Now your Marketing Cloud will be enabled. So you will see this button on your right here, enabled. So after you have followed each and every instructions, so that is what happens in the basic settings. Then below basic settings, we can see channels. Now, currently, like our Marketing Cloud Next supports these two COM channels, email and
Mobile
SMS.
has not been
added yet. So for email, everything that you want to set up for your email is here. You want to set up your domains, add or update physical address. Now, domains, these are the ones that you use to send your emails. So if you go to authenticated domains, let's open this one. Now, currently we have one domain. This one I added, genetrix.tech. This is the domain that this org is using. Update your DNS record in your domain registrar. After you have added your domains, for example, if you're hosting your domain in maybe Cloudflare and you have added everything in Cloudflare, then you can come up and set up your domain here, and then you submit. If all goes well, it will be active. That is about authenticated domains. From there now, you can create your from address. So for example, I can say team@genetrix.tech. as my from address using this authenticated domain. So ideally, in Marketing Cloud Next, to send emails, you need to use authenticated domain. So this is a must step you need to set up. Then below that, you can see physical address. Again, if you're sending emails in Marketing Cloud Next, you need to add a physical address. So you can see it says here, email marketing messages must include the sender's physical address. And then this one is set up in the company information. So you go click on this company information. So once your company information has opened up, you make sure the address is set up correctly, because this is the one that will appear on your email footers and the organization name as well. Now, after that, we have the Manage Consent Validation. Decide whether to check consent on communication step before sending promotional or transactional emails. So you see, for check for promotional emails, this consent tab is enabled. Now, what does that mean? If you have enabled for promotional emails, each time before you send a promotional email, you have to choose the preference or the communication subscription. Now, if you enable that for promotional, if you enable this thing for promotional emails, you will have, before sending your email, you have to choose either marketing, newsletter updates, offers, subscription before sending your email. That is if you have enabled. If it is disabled, you don't need to set it up. You can just send your emails directly. Check for consent for transactional emails. It is disabled. If you enable it as well, you have to choose either its marketing, newsletter, and offers. But for transactional emails, most of them you don't require consent. You don't need consent to send the person the order or password reset. You just send it directly. That's why it's disabled on my end. Add contacts. This one is if you want to add contacts to your CRM, and those contacts should have accounts, related account. Create subscription to organize your marketing by brand, business units, and custom preferences. This is what you see here. Preference and pages subscription, so you can add a new one. Ideally, you know these buttons that you can see on the left here. They are taking you directly to the place where you can set up this thing faster. So if you click on this Go to Subscription, it will take me directly to the tab that I've already opened, and then you can create your new subscriptions. The channel, either it is email or SMS, and then click on Save. That is what happened in Subscription Add and Update Consent Records. If you collect consent data outside of marketing, import it as a CSV. So if you want to add new leads to your Marketing Cloud Next, then you want to send them the emails, you have to add them. You need to add them, import them. So I'm going to show you where you have to import them. So here in Consent Imports, this is where you perform this action, add or update consent records. So if I click on this, it will still take me to this part. It will still take me to this part. So once it has opened up, now you can click on this plus icon, and then you can select if you want to send them email, and then the communication type. Are they marketing, newsletter, or offers? And then you need to opt them in so that they can see those messages. Otherwise, if you don't opt them in, they won't receive those messages, or they will be automatically opted out. So that is how you import consent data into your Marketing Cloud Next series. So these one are the required, and then the rest, these are optional. Einstein Metrics Guard, Send Time Optimization, Engagement Frequency, and Engagement Scoring. So these are optional. If you want to find the best time to send your email is the same time optimization. So basically, to enable this Einstein, just click on this, go to Einstein settings, and then all of them are in the Einstein settings. So this is where you will enable these optional features for your Einstein. So that is all about email. If you want to enable the send time optimization engagement frequency, you still click on this, and then it will take you directly to engagement frequency, and then you enable it. After email, you go to SMS. Let's click on SMS. Again, just like here we have the required setup for the email, and then we have an optional setup for the email. Now, register your brand. So if you plan to send SMS messages with 10-digit long codes, mobile carriers require that you register your brand and campaign. Now, messages that has 10-digit long codes, you need to set them. You need to set up the brand and campaign for your organization. So that one, you have to go this regulatory compliance. Again, everything is really set up simple for you guys. If you want to set up, there's just a button here. You just click on the buttons and they take you directly to the setup. So register your brand. So once it opens up, this is where you set up your brand. The brand you set up here, and then the campaigns you set up here. So that is about the 10-digit long codes. But I think currently it is supported in the US and Canada. So if you open this up, the country of registration is only 2. So for now, I won't to set that up, but that is how you go about it. And then the second one is request SMS code. After you register a brand, request an SMS code and then activate the code and customize its consent, keywords, and responses. Just like Marketing Cloud account engagement, we have long code and short codes for sending out SMS. You have to do that as well here in Growth. So you click on this, go to SMS codes. So once the SMS channel opens up, so this is where you set up your SMS code and then the requests. You can see the open request here for your codes, the SMS codes. So when you click on this tab, a new window will open up, and then you can select the country in which you are from, and then you can select the type of code is either short or long code. So depending on the country you have, and then you can select also the quantity of codes here, and then you can click on Save. After that, we have the Create Subscriptions and Add and Update Consent. These are the same as the email. Go to the subscription page. So if we open the subscription page, remember we had when you click on New Subscription here in the channels, remember we chose the email. Now the second channel, when you click a new one, it says Select SMS. This time round, you have to select these codes that you uploaded earlier. Then you click on Save. Same for other consent records. Just as I showed you how to add consent records, you go to Consent Imports, you click on Import. And then the communication subscription. Here, you choose the channel as SMS. You have to choose the sender codes, as we said, and the communication subscription. So that is after you have set up the sender code. Ideally, it is the same procedure that we did for email. For these two is the same. Now that is the required setup, and then we have an optional setup. Setup URL shortening domain. So if in your SMS you want to include short URL, you need to use this URL shortener. So for that, just click on this button. So this is where you set up your URL shortening domains. So after shortening your URL, so that is it. That is the optional setup. Now after SMS, now we move on to sites and forms. So let's click on sites and forms. Now, so in sites and forms, we have web tracking, and then we have the used forms on external sites. Now in the web tracking, we have two options. We have the add integrations and set up web tracking. So in add integrations, to lay the foundation of landing page report, to protect your form from bots, add the data cloud reCAPTCHA integration. So for example, you have created a form. and that form you don't want bots to fill the form. Then there's an option to add the reCAPTCHA integration into your marketing landing pages. And then this one, for that one, you need to go to the digital experience sites to do this. So that is in the experience site. So if you click on Go to Digital Experiences, the Experience Cloud is still opening. But yeah, basically that is where you add your CAPTCHA. And then also there is setting up web tracking. Let's say for example, you want to track certain areas of your landing page. For example, the hover, which button had clicks, which pages has had most visits. Then you can set up the web tracking. This one is after you install the Data Cloud integration, configure tracking on Marketing Cloud landing pages, and also in external site as well. So that one, you do it in the web tracking. After web tracking, we have the used forms and external sites. We have the Add Third-Party Domain in Experience. You can edit your security setting to add third-party framing and also allow scripts on external sites. So add new entry to the cross-origin resource sharing. These features allow external sites to use scripts from Salesforce. Yeah, so basically what cross-origin resource sharing basically does is this one allows you to share data between Marketing Cloud Next with external sites. So that one you need to go to Course and then add allowed domains. So when you open the cores here, you can see the domain that are allowed to share. You can share your data with. So if you want to add new page, then you click on the new and then you add the origin URL pattern here and then you click on save. So that one allow you to share data between those two sites. That is it on sites and forms. Now we move on to reporting and optimization. So basically we have analytics brand, customer engagement, Einstein, page customization. Analytics. Now in the analytics, we have this configure marketing performance. So this one is to get reporting, detailed reporting across all your channels. So for us, we already have the analytics here, so it's already enabled for us. Now this is the part where you can view your reports. Just click a new collection here, and then in that new collection, you can add the kind of reports that you have. So, for example, they are already here. We have this test collection I created where you can view the total email activity, sent emails, emails sent by status, IERS, recent email sendings. So that is in the analytics. And also there are additional analytics packages which you can add to your org. For example, there's one for SMS. There's for the landing pages. You want to see how your landing pages are performing, how your SMS are performing, flow reporting analytics package as well. So you can install that one if you want. Then we have the brand. You can customize your domain, or as well you can add a custom domain if you want. And then there use custom domains for landing pages. For this one, to set up the buttons on the right, so you just click on Go to Custom URLs. So this is where you set up your custom domain for the landing pages. So for example, there's this one that is already set, Genetrix discussion site. You can also add a new custom URL. Click on the new custom URL, the domain and the site, and then you click on Save. So that is the About brand. Next, we move to customer engagement. Customer engagement. Customize scoring rules. So configure rules to score people and accounts based on engagement and fit. So this one you need to enable the scoring. Then you have to set up Salesforce personalization. Then also configure basic personalization. So for example, let's say in your email you want to use fields to personalize your email address. You need to set up this configure basic personalization, and then you have to select the data graph in which you have to use Einstein. So in Einstein, we have Get Started with Gen AI. So you have the Activate Agentforce, Activate Agent Segment Creation. Now in Einstein. Oh, let me just duplicate this tab. We have this Go to Einstein setup and Go to Agent Studio. So I know the first step for someone to activate Agentforce. You need to enable the Einstein setup. So if you just search in Einstein setup, here it is. It's enabled. So once this one is enabled, then Agentforce will be enabled. So when Agentforce is enabled, you're able to see this one, Agentforce Studio. So that is what happens in Einstein. Then we have page customization. I mean, this is basically like the Salesforce CRM page. So this button will take you directly to the contact object, lead object, and the prospect object. And then lastly, we have the user access. Now this is where you create your users and assign roles and permissions. Before you create a user, there's this marketing features, marketing performance, we have already done that. Web tracking, that's already been done. We have already done that as well. So here in user access, we're gonna create a new user. And then give the user some permissions. Remember, like I told you before, you can give access to certain users to access your workspace within the CMS. So you're gonna go to users. Gonna create a new user. Let me see. Let me create a new user. Let me say Tim, and the last name will be Genetrix. Then email will be tim@genetrix.tech. That will be the username. Role. Here's the license. Let me say Salesforce. We're going to keep it minimum access. Let's start with that. The rest of the things will remain as they are. Let me see. Marketing user. No need. Click on Save. So we're supposed to receive a password. Let me check our inbox. Verify. Verify account. Set up your password. Confirm password. Which city were you born? Now. Let us see if this has access to marketing. Data Cloud. Now is time to get this user access to Marketing Cloud, Data Cloud as well. So we're going to start with the Marketing Cloud admin permissions. Permission set. So click on Manage Assignments. Then I'm going to add assignment. I'm going to send to a new user. Team Genetrix. This one. Next. Assign. Click on Done. So now I have assigned the Marketing Cloud admin permissions to a user. So let's come back. Let's refresh this. Let's see. Oops, let's search for marketing. Now the marketing is here. After giving him the permission, you can be able to see now marketing. Now, for that user, Team Genetics. Now you see all CMS workspaces. So I will go back. I go back to my home, click on Content. I have different workspaces here. So I have different, let's say for example, this workspace Genetics one. I want to give him access to this workspace icon. Click on Contributors, then you can add contributors to your workspace. So I find Team Metrics, Team Genetics, this one. Click on Next. Now there are 3 options. You can be a content admin, content manager, content author. If he's the author, he has full access. The content manager, he has full access. You can edit and publish. Content admin has full access to this one, so he can manage contributors. He can also, if I give him the content admin, he can also add contributors to that workspace. So I want him to have full access, edit and pub, but he can't add content. So I can make him a content manager. Click on Finish. Now if you go back to this user, if you refresh the CMS workspace, now you can see he has access to it. He can open it up. You see all the things are there. He can edit, publish, and, so I gave him the... Which permission did I give him? I gave him the content admin. Oh, this is not there. This guy, so this content admin, content author. So I gave him the content admin. The content manager, I mean, not content admin. So if, for example, he can do anything, like he can come to this form that we created on our last video. He can edit it, he can publish it, he can do anything. But now when it comes to adding contributors, he can't do that. So if I open this workspace, click on the drop-down, you see contributors here. You can only view the contributors, but he cannot add. Yeah, so if you want him to do that, if you want him to add the contributors, you just come here, change the role from content manager to content admin. And that's how you add contributors to your workspace. So I think this is a good feature, like you can control access to who accesses your CMS and everything. Yeah, and that is all about user access and setup in Marketing Cloud. So that is, I hope that gets you started. The basic setup and administration in Marketing Cloud next. I'll see you in the next series of videos where we'll dive deeper into data graphs and integrations in Marketing Cloud growth. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, go out there and explore the platform. It's really a good one. Thank you. Have a nice day. and goodbye.